Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of State Champs Hangtime Indiana. As of right now, games are on, so State Champs is going to be all over. We've got a plethora of playoff games to show you this week, so why don't we start right there.
I'm John Rawlings from the Evansville area. We begin in 2A. North Posey seeks the sectional crown for the first time since 1966, while South Spencer has not won since 2016. First quarter, Camden Bender gets the teardrop to fall, but that would be North Posey's only 2 points of the first. South Spencer dominating early, Darian Johnson to Michael Donahoe, and that's not the last we'd see from the junior. Dialing long distance, the connection is good. North Posey calls a timeout, Rebels up 7-2. After the stoppage, South Spencer keeps coming at him. Kelly from way downtown, and then he hits Houston Compton with a slick no-look pass. It's 12-2 Rebels after one. North Posey comes alive in the second. Logan Wunderlich from the corner, and then the senior drives into the lane and he converts. Vikings starting a run of their own. Now Harold Bender beats Kendrick Wall. Vikings within 5, and now North Posey getting defensive. Wunderlich with the steal, going coast to coast for the finish. Vikings within 3, but Donahoe was feeling it tonight, leading the Rebels with 25. This one goes to overtime. South Spencer wins 56-55, and they will stay right there in Huntingburg for the regional next Saturday at 10 against Providence. Bumping up to 3A, Heritage Hills takes on the defending champs of Memorial. Late third quarter, Connor Quick to Cade Graham. Down the hatch it goes, but the Tigers trail by 24. Heritage Hills relentless. Blake Sisley running the break, Cole Sigler scoring. Patriots by 27. Now Sisley takes over, hitting them with the ball fake and then taking care of the rest. 20 points from the big man. Moments later, Mark Doyle to Simon Sherry, who fires one to Murray Becker. Heritage Hills wins 79-53, capturing their first sectional crown since 2003. The Patriots will take on Silver Creek Saturday at the Washington Regional at 9. Now we go to 4A, Castle taking on Wrights. First quarter, Christian Lander to Owen Dees. The junior drains the 3 from beyond the arc. Wrights draws first blood. Now the Panthers get defensive. Ethan Higgs with the steal, and now it's up to Dees, who gets the hoop and the harm. Wrights starting on a 5-0 run. Castle fighting back. Jasper Hubner hits the 3 from the corner. The Knights trail by 2. Later in the corner, Castle still battling. Isaiah Swope knifing through the defense, getting the basket and the Band-Aid. Knights trying to hang around, but Wrights is just too strong. Dees with the pull-up jumper. Wrights win 69-61 to take the sectional crown. The Panthers will play Greenwood at Seymour Saturday at 9.
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we head to a 4A sectional final at Lawrence Central. The Warren Central Warriors, coming off wins over Arsenal Tech and North Central in the earlier rounds, they took on Lawrence North Wildcats, who beat Lawrence Central and Addicts to get to the finals. In the first, Shamar Avans setting up his offense before seeing an opening. He'll drive, pull up just past the charity stripe for the jumper, getting the Wildcats on the board first. The Warriors would reply right back. Malik Stanley bringing it up court. He'll find the freshman, Joe Walker, all alone in the corner for a 3. Warren Central still trailed by 8 after the first. In the second, the Wildcats would work it from distance too. Avans passes it up to Tony Perkins. He'll hit nothing but net as he drops a 3. Perkins led the Cats with 20 points on the night, but the Warriors climb back into it. Clark Michael grabs a board, kicks back to the perimeter. They'll work it around, and back in the same corner, Walker drains another triple. He had 17 points on the night. Then a few possessions later, Walker, looking for an opening, he dishes to Stanley, who knocks it down from way behind the long line. Warriors were within 3 going into the break, 28-25. Warren Central with some good ball movement. Stanley gets some room thanks to a great screen set up by Hunter Jackson. Stanley gets 3 more points added on to his game-high 26. LN would strike back quick. Donovan McCulley gets the quick layup in traffic. Wildcats were trailing by 3 going into the fourth. Lawrence North had 0.7 seconds left when McCulley was fouled and only up by 1. He made the front end of a 1-1, missed the second, but the Warriors weren't able to get a shot off as Lawrence North goes on to win this one 61-59. The Wildcats play New Palestine on Saturday.
Hi, this is Greg Rakestraw. It is State Champs Indiana Hangtime, and Bob isn't here. It's just me. Bob was actually more than here in spirit. He was actually here, but he had no voice. All you would hear would be kind of this squeaking sound. And on a day where there's so much to talk about, we can't have that for our portion of the show. So take some lozenges. Get well soon, Bob. Save that voice for regional weekend. We'll talk to Bob next week on the show as we talk about what happened in the regionals and preview what's taking place in the semi-states. Nothing like sectional week in the state of Indiana. Usually there's some form of snow that happens along with it. Didn't happen this time of year. It's not been that type of winter. But were there great finishes? Absolutely there were. Let me start with the games that I had last week. I'm not going to recap all 6 games, but we have talked about what was going to take place at sectional number 10 all year long. And we had revolved around Lawrence Central and Lawrence North. Well, unfortunately, Lawrence Central did not bring their best effort against Lawrence North. And one of the cliches that you hear ad nauseum in sports is that it's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season. LN had zero problem doing that. Really, in one of those 3 meetings between the numbers 1 and 2, 2 and 3, depending on your metrics, your ratings, your polls, only one of them really were close. Both times that Lawrence North beat Lawrence Central at LC's building, they were by double digits. LN led 41-14. Only in the third quarter, they won that game 68-57. But as is the nature of sectional number 10, the tough teams didn't stop there. So after LN beat the second-ranked team in the state, they beat the city champions in Attucks, had to do so in come-from-behind fashion. Then they had to beat a Warren Central team that took them to overtime when they played back on January the 10th, a Warren Central team that had won 10 consecutive games, and Lawrence North found a way to win. Donovan McCulley fouled on a shot, got it to go, tied the game at 58, missed free throw, then a rebound putback bucket by DJ Perkins, steal and score by Shamar Avance. That's it and that's all. LN finds a way to get the job done. They advance on to the regional round for the first time in 5 years, and they survive the toughest sectional in the state, bar none. Other teams that made their way out of the sectional round that certainly deserve a mention or two in this segment of the show. Let's go to Carmel. Now, not exactly surprising they won a sectional. They have done so for 8 of the last 9 years. But this was a sectional at Noblesville that needed not 1 but 2 buzzer beaters. One on the opening night by Zionsville to win a game 23-21. The other one by Carmel to beat the host school Noblesville in the semifinals, and they won 39-37 against Noblesville on Friday night. Had a little more breathing room against Westfield, a 53-41 win. A Carmel team that, yes, won the state championship a year ago, but really only returned 1 key rotational piece from that group in Pete Suter. They are on to the regional, and now a northern region, a northern half of the bracket, but a regional that really is open. That entire half of the draw in 4A is very much open. Another couple of schools I wanted to mention in this segment of the show. Let's go to the other end of the state. Let's go to Spencer County. It was a good week for those teams. Heritage Hills wins their first boys sectional in 17 years. And one of the better teams in the state all year long. They were able to get by Bossy in the semifinal, then down Memorial in the championship game. Number 2 Heritage Hills is on to the regional at Washington, which we will spend a good chunk of our next segment talking about. But also congratulations to South Spencer. Matt Britton, his first year on the job at South Spencer. The Rebels, sectional champs for the first time in 4 years. They beat a really good North Posey team, led by one of the state's leading scorers in Josiah Ricketts in the championship game on Saturday night. So that's some of the key things that happened in the sectional. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about those coming up in our next segment of the show. But of course, eyes forward. We go from sectional championship Saturday to regional Saturday. Another great weekend of Indiana high school basketball, of Hoosier Hysteria. We'll have that conversation for you coming up in a little bit.
Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University. One of the great advantages in getting your degree at Lawrence Tech are the several tools to help prepare you for a rewarding career once you graduate. The Office of Career Services offers a wide range of resources to help you navigate your job journey. Whether you need assistance with choosing a major, writing a resume, conducting a job search, alumni contacts, the Career Service Office is there to help you in every way. When considering a university, do the research. Will you get the individualized attention you deserve before you graduate? Do yourself a favor. Check out Lawrence Tech. It's easy. Go to ltu.edu today.
I admit it. I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Hey, on screens, we talking, we switching, hands up, we coming to the hole, take that charge. Everybody go to the rebound. Let's get this up.
I'm Glenn Marini in the Fort Wayne area. Huge matchup for the 4A sectional title at Carroll's Charger Fieldhouse. We're talking about the Snyder Panthers and the Northrop Bruins. Third quarter action to Noah Ridley up and in, and then it's Kamani Smith burying the three. Snyder, though, up 33-32. Dylan Duff for Coach Jeremy Roush. He was a big difference maker in this one. He gets the deuce right there. He had 28 on the game, but Snyder up just one, 39-38 after three. Fourth quarter action, Northrop making a run. The senior Quaylen Pettis with 2 of his 21. It was 49-44 with about 3.5 minutes left. Bruins in the lead, but Snyder's offense steps up down the stretch. That was Duff in the corner for 3. Then it's junior Michael Ely, a pump fake and a jumper. This ties it at 49 all. How about Duff again? He's going to play college ball at Rolls-Holman. He drills the 3. It's a 52-all ball game. About 20 seconds left. Snyder down 1. Who else but Duff? He drills it from the corner. Snyder goes up 2 and goes on to win by a final of 59-56. Here's Dylan Duff and Snyder head coach Jeremy Roush.
I was just thinking, can't lose this game, man. Like it's been too many losses, too many years in a row, too many championships we could have had, but we just didn't. I knew I had to step up and make a play, but we couldn't lose again.
We locked in on the defensive end and got just enough stops there at the end, but it's absolutely a total team effort. I mean, we played all 10 guys. We didn't know for sure who'd be able to step up, especially with their pressure, but we kind of did it by committee and got the job done.
For a sectional championship at Bob Strait Gymnasium of Huntington North, we're talking New Haven and Homestead. Fourth quarter, Luke Goody, the junior, with 3 of his 14, but the Spartans of Homestead down. New Haven's Thomas Latham, the big guy, with a difficult lay-in. He had 17 points to lead everybody to extend the Bulldogs' lead. Then it's Jakar Williams off the good feed from Jamar Hutchins. And that's a bucket in the paint. Final seconds. Homestead down 2. They can win it with a 3 or tie it with a 2, but Jake Archbold is off as New Haven wins the sectional title over Homestead 46-44. Here's Donovan Lewis, Thomas Latham, and New Haven head coach Bruce Stevens.
I work every day for this. I put in so much work in for the summer, individually and with my teammates, and this is one of our goals coming out into the season.
Feels great. This atmosphere is great. Our fans are great. Everyone came out and supported. It was a great night.
We're just happy to have the opportunity to continue. And you know what? One thing, we know that a New Haven team hasn't won a regional, and that's our goals. We want to continue to move on and go as far as we can.
New Haven now faces Carmel at the Logansport Regional at noon on Saturday.
Junior, number 12, Blake Davison.
3A sectional title game at Garrett's Paul Bateman Gymnasium. Leo battling Concordia. First quarter, it's Blake Davison doing what he does. He had a game-high 20 points and had Leo's first 6 on the night. How about this? Jaron Kindig for 3, but Concordia just did not have the firepower to match the Leo Lions. Zach Troyer, no. DJ Allen, yes. He had 10 points and 11 boards, did Allen, and Leo wins 51-47. The Lions winning their first sectional title in 18 years, with the last one coming in 2002. 3A sectional championship game down at the Castle. We're talking the Norwell Knights, the host, ranked 6th in 3A. Mrs. Sinawa ranked 15th in the latest state poll. Fourth quarter action, it's Luke McBride, the freshman for the Norwell Knights. He gets the 2 inside. He had 14 to lead everybody, and Norwell led by 5 with under 5 minutes to play. Not so fast, though. On the other end, Hayden Ulrich gets the and 1, and Norwell's lead cut to 2, but when in doubt, the Knights go to old reliable, the senior Will Geiger. It's a 3-point lead with just seconds to go. Eli Riley, the junior, swats it away as Norwell survives. The Knights sectional champs by beating Ole Miss, winning this one 46-43. 2A sectional title game at Manchester High School. Canterbury taking on Blackhawk Christian. The Braves of Blackhawk won the 1A state title last year, looking for their first ever 2A sectional championship. This would help. It's the Purdue recruit, Caleb First, with the deuce. He had 25, but Will Shank trying to keep it close for the Cavaliers. He drains the 3, but so much firepower for Mark Davidson and Blackhawk. That's Zane Burke with 3 of his 24, and then watch First. Matt Painter gonna love this guy down in West Lafayette as Blackhawk Christian tops Canterbury for the sectional crown 76-54. 2A championship game at Westview High School. Churubusco ranked 17th in 2A, battling Central Noble, ranked 8th. First quarter action, Sawyer Yoder to the rack. He had 12 points. Central Noble up early, but Churubusco's got the big guy, Landon Jordan, working the glass. He had 11 points and 14 rebounds, and Churubusco up by 4 in the first quarter. Ryan Schroeder coming back the other way with the bucket, but Jackson Paul, a big game. He had 16 points, did the coach's kid, and Churubusco knocks off Central Noble as the Eagles are your sectional champions with a 54-49 win over the Cougars.
Hi, Greg Rakestraw flying solo on State Champs Indiana Hangtime. Bob Stambazzi a bit under the weather. You can even hear it in my voice. Having to call 6-7 games last week. I'm still playing catch-up. I think we're going to be okay by the time that Saturday rolls around for the regional. Now, again, I'll be following kind of the same path I did last week. I had the Lawrence Central Sectional. Lawrence North is a winner. They will take on New Pal in the opening game of the regional at Southport. It'll be followed by Pike and Brownsburg. I had that game in the regular season. Brownsburg won it by 6. Pike actually entered the sectional on a 5-game losing streak, but they win a sectional for the first time in 5 years. LN is the favorite in that regional. There are some clear favorites in certain regionals. Wilmington South and Seymour comes to mind. I can point to you 4 favorites in 1A rather easily. Gary 21st Century in the Northern Regional in 1A. At Frankfort, I think Covington is the heavy favorite there. Greenwood Christian at Martinsville, and Bar Eve at Lagodi. Those are the 4 teams I think we'll see in the 1A semi-state. But as far as the more competitive regionals we can share with you, let's get to those right now. And again, I touched on this briefly in my last segment. Heritage Hills is the second highest rated team in Class 3A. They're the second highest rated team in that sectional. The defending 3A champs in Silver Creek will play Heritage Hills in the morning game at the Hatchet House. The Hatchet House, one of the legendary venues in Indiana high school basketball, it seats 7,000. And I guarantee you, at least 7,000 people will be in Washington on Saturday. Because number 1, number 2, and number 3 in 3A all feed in the same regional. Silver Creek 1, Heritage Hills 2, Greensburg number 3, and after seeing a streak of 7 consecutive sectional championships and last year at the hands of Batesville, Greensburg was not seriously threatened in winning at Connorsville and then at Connorsville against South Dearborn. They drew the bye into Friday night. Stacy Meyer's team is back into a regional. Of course, they were back-to-back 3A champions in 13 and 14. Probably not as good as those teams were, who at one time had 5 Division I athletes on the floor. Did Greensburg 3 of them in basketball. This time around, they're more of a 2 or 3-man show. They're led by Andrew Wellage, who's going to play at Wright State next year. Greensburg is a good team. The 4th team that we bring up in that regional, the host school in Washington. And it's the first time they have won a sectional since they won 4 state championships with Luke and Tyler and then eventually Cody Zeller helping deliver those championships to Southwestern Indiana. I had the pleasure of going to that regional a lot as a kid. That is going to be insane in the best way possible in Washington. And who wins the 3A championship? I'm not saying it's guaranteed to come out of that regional, but they'll be the favorite going forward. So if you had a chance to go to one regional site across the state of Indiana, Washington is the place to go coming up this weekend. Another couple that I'll throw out to you. Let's go to the 2A regional that takes place at Greenfield Central. Some great storylines there. Shenandoah has made that a frequent stop over the last few years. The job that Dave McCullough has done since making the move from Noblesville to Shenandoah. Shenandoah rated number 1 in 2A. Again, I'm not sure they got an answer for Fort Wayne Blackhawk if they see him in a state championship, but yet they're a team that I think should get to the semi-state, but they've got a couple of really good stories in their way before they can get there. Covenant Christian is in that regional, but also South Decatur as well as Park Heritage. Let's talk about South Decatur. They have led the state in scoring since virtually the beginning of the season. At one point, they were averaging over 90 points a contest. Now somewhere in the upper 80s is what they're getting on a per-game basis. They play a frenetic style. They shoot a lot of threes. They press you. You're going to get some points and some layups against them. Can you keep up with them? Kendall Wildy had been out of coaching. I believe at one time had won 4 consecutive sectional championships at Jennings County. He had been a school administrator. He is still doing that, but now he's back to coaching at South Decatur. And he's actually starting to coach the kids of players whom he coached 25 or so years ago at Jennings County that made the move to South Decatur. They're a great story to follow. As is Park Heritage, that is making a long drive from Rockville and Turkey Run across Indianapolis to get over to Greenfield Central on Saturday. Park Heritage, and I mentioned those two towns, that was a consolidation 2 years ago. And Rockville is a team that made the state finals in the last decade. Rockville and Turkey Run combine to form Park Heritage. The Wolves appear in a regional for the first time. That is a great story. Again, a good 2A regional taking place at Greenfield Central coming up this weekend. Other quick shout-outs that I want to give, just for making it this far. Floyd Central playing in a 4A regional, for the first time, a regional of any kind since the one-class days back in 1989 when they made the state finals and Pat Graham was Mr. Basketball. Cowan in 1A. They'll be playing at Frankfort this weekend. Cowan, again, their first 1A sectional championship, their first regional in 44 years. And the clubhouse leader in that department, as far as all-time firsts are concerned, that would be the Crothersville Tigers. Crothersville in a regional in boys basketball for the first time in school history, first-time sectional champs. They've been playing in the tournament since 1915. Yes, over 100 years before they make a regional for the first time. Best of luck to Coach Greg Kilgore and all the Crothersville Tigers this week. They have a tough task in front of them. They'll be playing number 1 Bar Reeve coming up on Saturday afternoon. We got an exit stage left. The Baz, hopefully he's back next week. Lauren, back to you.
Hey, Greg, thank you so much for going solo. All right, just remember, State Champs is always presented by Lawrence Technological University. That is where Blue Devils dare, and they've got a ton of sports. If you're interested in living the dream of college athletics, please go to LTUathletics.com. Hang Time continues next week. We'll be there. We'll see you then.
State Champs Hang Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also in partnership with the Indiana High School Athletic Association.